Welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have Danavation Technologies Corp. It trades on the OTCQB under the symbol DVNCF and on the CSE under the symbol DVN, and is the Internet of Things technology company providing micro e-paper displays to organizations across North America, which enables companies to automate labeling, price, product, and promotions while improving performance and removing high labor costs and low productivity. Please welcome its president and CEO, John Ricci. Welcome, John.
Thanks for the opportunity to be here, and thank you everyone for being present at this presentation. As mentioned, so Danavation offers groundbreaking digital smart labels to automate labeling, pricing, product information, and promotions in real time. We offer a platform as a service model with IoT cloud computing to deliver advanced software, hardware analytics, and intelligence tools for complete plug-and-play deployment. Information is wirelessly transmitted to the labels for pricing and inventory management, product specs, and customer reviews. So basically, the system eliminates paper, ensures accurate pricing, and avoids physical contact. You see a few different pictures of some of the tags. These are real photos. Our system shows just like paper, and we use e-ink technology. It's a nice, clean, and efficient design. So where I came from, I started the company Dana Industries in 1993, a total retail solution provider, shopping carts, trolleys, baskets, data strips, shelf talkers, anything retail. That company continues to exist. It's a privately held company in Toronto, Ontario. Our largest customer for Dana Industries is Walmart USA. We work with all the major retailers in Canada and many of the others in the US. So it's important to know where we came from. So we developed a platform as a service model, as I mentioned. So our digital smart labels are state of the art. We manufacture, we design and engineer our own products in-house. My background, as I mentioned, since 1993. So it's important to know that I have a legacy business that to fall back on. In 2018, we started Danavation as a tech play relating to our products on the shelf, but into the digital world. A year and a half ago, I'd say just over a year ago, we went public on the CSE under stock symbol DVN. So although we are a startup, 4 years old, I have a 30-year-old legacy business, and what we share is the same customer base. Why investors choose Danavation? We're a commercial stage tech company. We have increasing annual recurring revenue. We have experienced management aligned with shareholders. Our we're North American-based provider of digital smart labels, so we design and engineer everything in-house. Our clients push for transparency, credibility, and security, and we could offer that. What we offer our customers is one thing no one else can in the industry, and that's home field advantage. There's a large market potential and growing customer base. The US market expected to drive 80% of our sales through to 2026. Why clients choose us? We offer proprietary technology. We have a cost-effective system. We offer premium services, in-house software and engineering team, 24/7 access to tech support, and disaster recovery management. So everything we do is inside the borders of North America. Problems. I like to tell people, when you see this picture could have been taken this morning, 10 years ago, or 30 or 40 years ago, for that matter. The point is, nothing's changed in retail ever. It's still a world of paper, sticky notes, handwritten signs, plastics, etc. Very labor intensive, high labor costs, incorrect prices, low productivity, static pricing. It's just an old, antiquated system that's the industry is ready for change. The solutions, automation with our digital smart label. So automation, reducing labor requirements and deploying price and promo strategies with speed, agility, and consistency. Omni-channel, boosting engagement and positive showrooming, and offer consistent web-to-shelf pricing and data that customers value, such as competitors' prices, stock levels, and social reviews. Increased product profitability, and AI dynamic pricing, leveraging AI, big data, and machine learning to price products dynamically at the shelf based on sales velocity, weather conditions, current events, stock levels, and price elasticity of demand. So we offer groundbreaking digital e-paper displays. As I mentioned, we design and engineer our own products in-house, software and hardware. What you see here is the latest and greatest. We can custom design the casings. We can make different sizes as per customer specifications. We have 5-color LEDs built into our system. They're durable and strong. Polycarbonate housing is lightweight, shatterproof, and scratch resistant. We offer multicolored displays, and what you can do with these is it's up to your imagination. Putting QR codes, NFC, BLE to amplify marketing. So what we have with our system is what I like to preach to our customer base is the 3 wins. The first one is operational efficiency and labor savings. The second one would be consumer and customer engagement features that we build into our system with our software. And the third that we're introducing shortly is a larger format digital smart blade that allows the possibility of revenue generating in-house brands and retailers on a portal that we've developed for the retailer. Beyond retail, other applications. So our original play into this marketplace was a grocery, because most of our previous work for my other company was in the grocery world. What you're seeing here is an office furniture application on the top right, where we could sync one's calendar on their computer to that tag that's hanging outside their office. Healthcare facilities, we have a couple of test pilots right now with Ensign Group in San Diego, putting patient records with an icon-based system outside of a patient's room as a nursing station, and the nurse updates the patient's information. The doctor has immediate access to that file based on icons on his iPad, or it could be his phone. Wine, spirits, and retail. This is exciting for us. This is a tag we developed specifically for the LCBO in Ontario, if anyone's familiar with them, the largest retailer of alcohol and spirits in the world. We just basically installed, and it opens today, the newest flagship on Queens Quay. So we're very proud of that store and what we've accomplished with it. We're also in logistics, manufacturing, warehousing, DCs. You know, what we are is a software company using the hardware to show what we can do for customers. So we have some very unique projects in there's a couple I can't say right now, but in the logistics world and warehousing and DCs, we do pick to light, pick to order with our lights. So we're excited about the future of that. Target markets, not limited to these: grocery, retail, big box, healthcare, warehousing, distribution, military supply chain, animal services and shelters, automotive. Right now, we have a big following in liquor, beers and wines, and some of the retailers. We're big in hardware in the U.S. We have 3 major hardware chains that we're working with on a regular basis, so we're really proud of that. And we have one of Canada's largest retailers in grocery that are launching our software that we developed for them, and that's probably, I think, going to market February 9th or 10th, so we're excited about that as well. Market opportunity is enormous. There's a 4 to 5% adoption rate in North America with digital smart labels. In Europe, it's probably pushing 70, 80%. So it's a market primed to explode. There's some early adapters in the market right now that are pushing things along. We've come to the point where our ROI with our price points and what we can do for the customers does make it a system that is affordable and it's worth investing in. We talked about labor. And in this whole COVID world right now, one of the issues that the stores have, it's not about saving labor. It's I don't even have the labor to save because we can't find people to work. So how do you maintain a pricing strategy in your stores if you don't have people in the store that are doing that price changing for you, and being competitive? And with today's supply chains and fluctuating margins and freight and cost of products that vary, could be weekly, it's important for retailers to maintain a competitive edge and hold their margins. So a system like this is easy to work with, and you can maintain your margin points from head office across all of your stores. We've done numerous ROI analysis for stores, and every one we deal with, we'll sit down with them, and we get what the cost is for the current system. In this case here, I'm comparing a regular grocery store that prints on paper, perf paper, their printer hardware costs, their labor costs, etc. So what we have here is an $87,000 file management cost per store, and that's what we like to call it. So it costs $87,000 for this particular store. That's roughly 40,000 square feet to run a pricing strategy in their year. Pricing, changing SKUs 1.5 times a week. For comparable comparison, we can put a system in place, DSLs, and it would cost approximately $4,200 a month as opposed to $7,300 a month. The difference is you'd be able to change pricing whenever you want to. So you can change pricing at will. You can change it every hour if you wanted to. But the point is, our cost is capped, and the customer can get an effective pricing strategy for a lot less that he's spending right now. So the time is now for going digital. Illustrating revenue potential. A lot of what we do is based on store size. So I'm giving you an example of different store sizes here. A large format grocery store, medium size, smaller, compact. Compact can be anywhere from a convenience store to a small liquor facility to a gas bar. Smaller, some of the smaller pharmacies, medium-sized grocery stores, larger sized grocery stores, $6,000. The point is what we can do with our revenue with this. It's a monthly billing. The numbers are massive. If you look at a chain that would have 500 stores, the market potential, if they were to roll this out, would be simple as 500 times $72,000. That's the annual. So we work in real numbers with our customers. The ROIs and what they give us, and these numbers when we go 6,000 in the store, and that's based on the install, the number of tags, the size of the tags, et cetera, et cetera. So these are real numbers, and this is these are real market numbers that we could hit if stores choose to roll out. And based on the last couple of months with some of the larger retailers and what's coming in, these are more than achievable in the next 2 to 3 years. Competitive advantages. So we have competitors. Our two main ones are Pricer and SES. Pricer is based out of Sweden. SES is based out of France. Pricer has an office in North America. They also use a distributor in Canada. SES has a couple of offices, but in Canada they use distributors. Our advantage, home field advantage, with North American headquarters enabling quick and easy hands-on support for servicing and communications. We're competitive due to independent in-house development of marketing, sales, and client support. High quality and reliable hardware engineered in-house, ensuring products meet client standards. We have a dependable network of various established relationships built from management team with over 30 years of experience. No cold calls are required. Highly secure end-to-end connectivity with unparalleled industry coverage over the air, updates, and zero interference with Wi-Fi networks. And adaptable to any client across industries, including retail, healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, pet shelters, and more. The main thing with us is we're inside of North America, grounded and founded here. And I have 30 years of dealing with various retailers across North America. And a lot of this is about trust and how you conduct yourself. And we have the history that I can rely on. Our current cap table: common shares outstanding, 103 million, warrants outstanding, broker warrants outstanding, options, etc. Over 40% of the shares outstanding are held by management, myself, and a partner. Recent trading price. And in summary, we're Canadian-based IoT tech company providing commercially available state-of-the-art digital smart labels, and e-displays enable clients to automate labeling, pricing, product info, and promos in real time. revenue generation and growth supported by what I've mentioned in the past, and our continued growth to be driven by development of new proprietary products and services within retail and grocery segments. So a lot of what we do is proprietary. We have applied for 3 various patents for some of our software development. And we have a clear ESG commitment by advocating for environmental sustainability through significantly reduced paper use. The 2 magic words in today's world are sustainability and revenue generating, and we're accomplishing both with our system. So I think that's about it, and I can throw this back to the floor for any questions you may have, or any other clarity on. I know I've kind of sped through this.
Perfect. Yes, we have some questions for you. Maxine Evans asks, believes you have about $5 million in assets. How much debt do you have, and is any of it convertible? And if so, what are the terms?
A convertible debenture. That's I think it's about a year, going on about a year now, 2 more years. But we don't have much debt at all.
Okay. John Pena asks, who are your largest customers, and what are you doing to scale and get more of them?
Our largest customer right now, and our largest customer base is, well, we work with companies like Ace Hardware and True Value. Both companies are marketing internally currently for us. So they're basically doing the marketing, and they're sending information on us and sell sheets and et cetera to all their franchisee owners. And, we had a day like today where we had five of them reach out to us. So 8 companies like Ace, True Value. I've done Tractor Supply Company 6 years ago. We did 6 stores, and we're waiting to redo those stores and move forward with them into next generation tags. A large retailer, I can't name it right now, but that press release goes out next week. The LCBO in Canada, a very large retailer of alcohol and spirits, as I mentioned. The new store opens up, soft opening today, it opens up tomorrow, but we're in our 3rd or 4th coming up. Everything that we do gets announced on our website. So we have our Danavation investor tag on our website that has all of our updates. We're putting together monthly newsletters that talks about all the activity and all the new accounts that we've signed up to date. So I don't press release everything. I press release major news, and we have a couple of major press releases coming out in the next, I'd say, 10 days.
Great. Michael M. wants to know, how far can you take this technology? Are there future products and services that it can be turned into, or is it more about scaling laterally and growing what is already there?
We're having phenomenal opportunities with companies that call us, and they may know of e-ink, and they ask what we can do with them. This is how we got into the healthcare. So healthcare and aftercare facilities and hospitals. The military application, we're working with 2 bases, and it's just a slower process, but automating the workflows as it pertains to them maintaining their military equipment on base. Some of this equipment has anywhere from 25,000 to could be 80,000 components. So these bases have a lot of components, and it's an inventory play, pick to light, and decreasing the maintenance times of this equipment on base, and it's a definite savings for them. Animal shelters that came to us a few months back in one of the southern states, and automating pet records in shelters and kennels. The one that I showed, that was the office. This one up here on the top right. We developed this with an office furniture company who had asked for something, and we developed this for them. And this has actually got a lot of legs for us, especially post-COVID, with office towers opening up and people going back to work, whether they're working from home or not. And if they go into the office, they may be working in a different workstation on a daily basis or a weekly basis. So our system follows that person around from where they sit from day to day, and their calendar syncs with them and it follows them around. So it's pretty cool with doing that. Our larger format that we're working on, I didn't get into our battery life which is 10 years. I also forgot to mention that there's no power required at the shelf. So what you see here hanging on a wall or hanging on a rail, there's no wiring required. So other markets could be, if we developed a solid outdoor unit, bus shelters, inside subway lines. As we increase the range of our base stations, we may able to put them into a subway line and do subway advertising, sporting events inside arenas, advertising, putting these in specific areas, being able to change them out. What you're eliminating is a person going in and out and changing the messaging. So anywhere where pricing and the reliance on information or the will or the want of immediate information in real time is a possible market for us.
Absolutely. Spencer Gross wants to know if you know the average ROI on your services to your customers.
That's a very good question. We're getting anywhere from, we get a lot of 6 months to 12 months, but there's a bunch right now that we're showing them the number. It's as simple as we ask a customer, how much is it costing you every month to run your pricing strategy in your store? You can tell us if it's a small store, yeah, it's $1,200 between a couple of people and all the paper, et cetera, and we can be at $800 a month. So when we start showing that number, that gets an immediate attention. And that's just our first win of operational efficiency and labor savings. But we start talking about engaging customers with QR codes and linking with their smartphones, addressing showroom issues on the floor, RFID, NFC, putting product reviews and product information at the shelf. You're stimulating the buy and the sale, and that's a big deal for retailers. I mean, you want to fill your baskets. You don't want to have the 1 to 8 item checkouts busy. You want to have 3 to 21 lined up with your customers with full baskets. And that's basically it. And then we are introducing a smart blade that's not on here, a larger format 2-sided blade that you can put information on it, and you can run brand advertising. At the flick of a switch, you can change out the messaging, within 20 seconds. So now you can run an effective blade program in a store, put logos on them. It can be in health and beauty in a large store, or what have you, specialized areas in a grocery store. But being able to sell ad space, retailer to brand, on a portal on our software, the retailer doesn't have to touch it anymore. Nobody goes into the store and has to replace a plastic or paper blade on the shelf. That message is conveyed immediately on a schedule that you're selling airtime to the brands. We have 5 major retailers launching products and projects with us in August to September with that blade. So it's a phenomenal product because it hits the revenue generating sweet spot that, like I mentioned, the sustainability and revenue generating seem to be the 2 main themes right now for us.
Thank you for that. Lori Morales wants to know if you're domestic, U.S. and Canada, or international, and are there any joint ventures you can negotiate to expand your market?
Yeah, good question. So we recently opened up Mexico. So we're in Mexico in Impulsora through Uno Retail, who's our partner in Mexico. We have a company, Smith Technologies, that's out in Bermuda. We've done our first install that way, and they handle Bermuda and the Caribbean and parts of Latin America. We're just finalizing a deal with a company in Kuwait to handle a lot of the Middle East area. And I have a company on deck in Europe, and we'll be launching a Danavation European office, I'd say in the next 6 months. As well, we'll be putting in a sales and tech support office into the US. So I do feel it is important to be across continents, but I make sure I find specific partners that have access to specific accounts, experience in these accounts. I just don't deal with anybody. We get a lot of inbound leads and I want to carry your product line, but unless you have the retail background and you have a customer base, I don't want to go through the motions, and it's time consuming, and I'll spend money the right way to make money the best way.
Devin Sutton wants to know, when do you expect to go cash flow positive?
We're hoping at the end of 2022. To be honest with you, we have a lot in the tank right now, and the beautiful thing about this business is the numbers add up real quick. When we take a hardware store, it can be anywhere from $60,000 to $180,000, and when you get 10 of them, you get 10 of them real quick. Our margins on hardware are anywhere from 25 to 35%, sometimes higher. Margins on software, 95% plus, and we develop new software streams every month or so, and we have a large one that is going to, like I mentioned, a large retailer in Canada, and we're starting with 500 locations, then moving to 1,200, and it's their backroom software support system that we built for them. It's pre-DSL, which means we can then put DSLs in any of those locations in half an hour, because it's our software for that system. So we're really excited about that. And like I said, the numbers add up real quick, and we are marketing ourselves as a software company, and the software will be our future, and the digital smart labels will be our vessel.
Dan Kelly wants you to explain what your anticipated growth rate is over the next 12 to 24 months.
I can bust everything open in 3 months. We have 4 RFQs coming up with companies that we've actually been in already, and with the first or second store, and it'll be as fast as we can react when a customer gives us a rollout order. What we can do, and a note. So I haven't talked about installing. We could install. We have a team to install. So installing a digital smart label system in a store involves base stations. So let's say I'm putting in 4 base stations with a 7,500 square foot range, so 30,000 square foot store. So you're up with a cherry picker. You're putting you're putting base stations in, PoE cabling into your server room. That's probably the most intrusive part of the whole install. After that, behind the scenes, our tech team is working with a POS company, and we're integrating our software with a POS company. Putting data strips on the shelf are easy enough, because every company does that already. Putting a tag on a data strip is easy enough. We have the train the trainer model. What I'm getting at is some of the local ones, the large stores, we do our install, but we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 now, where we've sent a store complement to the location, and through a series of videos and just some quick training online, the stores have been able to do the install themselves, which makes it great for us, and being able to scale up becomes real easy. Because if you were to ask me, well, how many stores can you do a month? I can send it to a specific retailer that we've trained them to do their own install. I can have 100 store complements ready on skids in the warehouse, ship it out to 100 locations, and it's done. So we can scale the business up really fast with what we've developed with our quick sync technology and our ability to basically connect with most POS systems out there. There hasn't been one that we've had issues with. And we're developing a system that basically will just be seamless, that will link in with anybody. So we're going towards being able to scale quickly, efficiently, and without us having to build our team. So we could scale, and I'm not adding anyone to our team. And of course, if there's larger locations, we would just partner up with some of these big merchandising companies, and we can have them on contract. So the pricing is flatline stable.
Thank you. Jay Lucas wants to know if customers increase their spend with you, or is it pretty much static? And if they do your margins increase?
Yeah, good question. Little sales trick when we're doing a quote. So someone may have a budget of $100,000, and we know a full complement would be $125,000. So we basically, in some cases, we'll quote it just under what I know they're going to need eventually. So they're very happy, but I think we're probably about everyone that we've installed always comes back and needs another 1,000 of a 2.9 or 500 of a 2.1. So we're getting the inventory sale on the tags that have a higher margin. And as we introduce new software features and new software developments into the marketplace, like the pick to light that we did, there's an extra charge. So our software always goes up. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, eventually, our hardware goes down price-wise. We maintain our margins. Our software costs, our chargebacks to customers go up. We're offering them more, but there's a higher margin on the software. So there's always going to be room. There's no, a customer buying the system and they're paying X amount of dollars for 5 years. I mean, at year 2, they're paying more. At year 3, they're paying that much more. And at the end of the life cycle of the product, they're just upping it again and renewing the process.
John, the last question from Don McLaughlin. Can you discuss the different applications like retail, healthcare, military, if you heard that correctly, and some of the different margins and the different growth rates of each of them?
Okay, great. Retail food is our biggest one. I mean, like I said, I came from Dana Industries, my other business. Our first target was retail because we're in that marketplace. Retailers notoriously have smaller margins to work with. So in the retail world, we will have the 25% to 30%. When we get into the specialty areas, though, healthcare is a different beast because healthcare is a solution provided product. So they're not looking at dollars and cents the same way a retailer does. They have different budgets and they have money. Retailers don't make a lot of money. They make money on selling a lot of potatoes at a small margin. So healthcare facilities will provide us a higher margin than would grocery. Warehousing distribution, again, would provide us a higher margin than would retail because a lot of them are run by brands and warehouses. They have money. Big box stores, the same thing. I mean, whether you go into the Home Depots or Lowe's or Rona's and the Costco's of this world, I mean, their margins are fairly tight. Military supply chain, that project, if we were to get it, that hardware is not sitting at a 25 margin. It's probably up around 75, 85. The digital smart blade that we've developed, that's specialized and it's our own product, and we have patents that we've applied for that, and it's a proprietary software that we've applied for as well for patent protection. That system, the hardware is probably a 200+% margin, and the software is off the charts because I can get that. So sometimes there's what the market can bear, what the market has, and what kind of budgets specific markets have for products like this. Where we're always showing the savings and what you can do, and we're showing the sales spike or the efficiency spike to every single industry. And like I said, you're not going to show healthcare, like there is no money, they're not making anything, there's no margin for them, but what we're providing for them is a really efficient 2022 into the next century of healthcare, and it's specifically targeting older facilities because no wiring required. So if I went into a facility that's 40 years old, heavy stone, and we look around and if I had to do a wired up system, you're feeding conduit up 3 or 4 different stories, and that's a major undertaking. I can put a base station in the ceiling on a floor, and I can hang these on if there's 20 rooms on that floor, I can hang them outside of those rooms. It ties into the nursing station and you're set. So very unintrusive, no work required, no drilling, no hammering, nothing's broken down. So something like that in healthcare. And, I know in Canada, and we've been lucky enough in my immediate area, we have a brand new hospital that opened up 6 months ago, state of the art. The one before that was about 5 years old. That hospital is still coming to us for a couple of solutions. And I would have thought that hospital was built so tech forward, they wouldn't need anything like this, but we are tech forward even to a new hospital that was built 5 years ago. And even the one that just opened up 6 months ago, I've done a walkthrough. There are things that we could do in there for them. So it's really exciting for us. These are high margin industries for us.
Wonderful. Well, John, this was a thrilling presentation. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Please join us again in the future so you can give us some updates. Really, really appreciate you.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, everyone, that is it for our conference today. What a great day we've had so far. Thank you so much for joining us. So remember, in just a moment, you'll be redirected to the registration page for our next conference. So reserve your spot early, right when I'm done. On behalf of all of us at Emerging Growth, I'd like to thank all of our presenters, all of our attendees for making this Emerging Growth conference such a great success. Remember that a complete replay of this conference separated by company will be made available on the Emerging Growth Conference YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Emerging Growth Conference. Please subscribe. Also, follow us on Twitter at Emerging Growth C. We always post new information to Twitter first. So I'm Anna Berry, and on behalf of myself and everyone who made this event possible today, I wish you a healthy and safe 2022, and we'll see you on our next conference. Thank you all for watching.